All right, as the trials of the KS1 continue to move on here, we communicated with the Caspa Discord mining hardware section and also Caspa on Reddit for those hash enthusiasts that were willing to give me a little bit of information and take a look at also the indicator lighting that's on the KS1 and what it's doing now. I've done a power draw on it and been able to get it back to its original state of showing everything normal and connected to the pool, even with no hash boards connected to the control board, getting that green blinking light on D2. At this point, it's not happening. They're all staying solid as if looking for a pool and whatnot, and then when it goes to connected, the D4 light blinks green and all the other light indicator lights stay solid, red and green. You know, I was able to run it for a day or so and then it shut down, went back into a shutdown loop or a reboot loop. Did a power draw again, got it running again for another 15 to 24 hours or so, and then it did the same thing again. So I've turned it off. Then I've got the MX6 paste that came in, and I'm gonna go ahead because I know the paste that I found laying around when I repasted it, just to make sure there wasn't any air gaps as far as that being a reason why we're having issues with it shutting down. I would like to replace that replacement paste that I used that I had laying around because it was older paste and it's not the recommended. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the MX6 on these boards and then see if I can't start it up without no hash boards attached and try and get it back to a normal functioning state like I was before. And if I'm not able to do that, I'll probably still power it up, let it run. If it runs for a day or so, then it is what it is, kind of a thing. IceRiver's saying that I need a new control board to buy one. I was a little surprised that they said I was going to need to buy one because I'm still under warranty and having issues with it, that they would send me another one. I'll probably just write them back and inform them that yes, I'm under warranty. I haven't had this machine very long, and buck back a little bit and see if they come around and send one to me instead of making me buy a new one, because they're saying if I buy a new one and I plug it in and I still have problems, then I need to send it back to, or send it in for repair. The thing is, to send it in for repair, it's about $300 to send the machine in, and I've already had it send in one time before, and that's cost out of my own pocket, out of the whole deal, and they sent it back to me. It ran for a while and then stopped running again, so not too happy about that. But hopefully we can get this thing figured out. I can get it repasted. I've already done a power drawdown in it, and hopefully we can get it back to original state with no hash boards attached, and then get back to mining. If not, like I said, I bucked back to them, see if maybe they send me a control board. If they not, I'll buy one, and hopefully that's the culprit, and then we're back to hashing 24/7 without any stops. Just about ready to take off the manifolds from the hash boards and the chips and get them all cleaned up. Okay, update KS1. So I ordered a control board from IceRiver. It says probably going to be 2 weeks or something like that. I don't know. Paid for it with ETH, so I'm still looking for the ticket for it to actually be updated as far as paying them and having it shipped and stuff. But it's just a matter of time. And then we can get that control board in and hopefully get the machine hashing without any issues. That would be great. More will be revealed and we'll see. It's your boy Sis, you know what it is. So seeing a box show up, it's the KS1 control board. That's a cool deal. Came pretty quick. I just noticed that the shipping activated or addressed within the invoice ticket on IceRiver for like 5 days ago. They said that they shipped it. I just been working my tail off, but this is cool. I didn't like the way that it was in this box like this, but it is what it is. Looking to get this thing put into the KS1 and hopefully get it back up and hashing correctly and getting back to burning the gem, because that's what we do. We burn the gem supply. Yeah, we've got a service issue right now that I just got a message. I noticed that the gateway was down, and so they're planning on getting things back up and running probably like in the next 2 hours or something. So I'll go ahead and get this board switched out, and then hopefully we'll see the KS1 back up and burning gem. So more will be revealed. We'll see it. We can see the machines are all just sitting idle right now while the gateway's down. But we're going to go ahead and get this old controlled board out, put the new one in, and see what happens once the gateway gets back up and data is online. All right, we got that new board in, just waiting for the gateway to get back up and data to start flowing so we can hash. All right, I forget where we left off. It's your boy Jsizzl, you know what it is. We were monitoring the KS1. We went ahead and we put the IceRiver monitor software from Tswift on here so we could monitor. I really like it. It shows all the chip temps and voltages. We've got the KS1 on here. You just put in the IP and the MAC and then what machine you have, and it will run it in real time. You can tell it how many seconds you want for it to refresh. And for the KS1, we were monitoring it. Everything looked great. It ran for about a day before we saw some change in the hash. We saw it drop from its normal operating from anywhere from just, it's around 1,000 gigahash or so. So fluctuations between 1,200 and, 915 or something like that in those areas or whatever, to like almost 500 or so. And here in the IceRiver monitor tool, the temps were all looking normal. The voltage were all looking normal. And we weren't seeing the optimum amount of hash being generated. And so came over to the IceRiver dashboard, came on down, and I noticed that after communicating with IceRiver support and letting them know that, hey, here we are, I've already sent this machine to you with problems, and you guys sent it back to me from the repair center saying everything was good, and I'm having this issue now. It cost me $300 just to ship it to you, and, see, I'm still having this problem, what's going on? They tried to send me another control board, but I already bought a control board because on communicating with them prior, they were telling me to buy one. They wouldn't send me one, so it's really weird. They don't, I don't know, communicate very well or remember or what have you. I mean, I laid into them a little bit because I'm upset about it. I mean, conveying my concern, right? That I'm under warranty and that, should be helping me, and that I've already sent it in. It cost me a lot of money to send it in, and here it is back like this. They wanted to send me another control board. Being transparent and say, hey, I already bought a control board and I'm still having this issue. Okay, this is my findings, what we have right now with. Anyway, so we're going to see what they say coming back. We're in a weekend right now, so it'll take through the weekend, probably next week before they respond to me. We'll see what they say. But I did last night before retiring. The machine was running it was over a day. You can see my runtime now is 16 hours. It was running for over a day, and it was at that point, it was still good because what we did was we switched from the gateway that it was on. I've got a router, and then I have another booster router that has more ports on it. And I was running the KS1 off of the secondary piggyback router that is the booster. So wanted to troubleshoot that changing networks can sometimes alleviate the issue. And we did see that we were getting much longer runtime plus not a full-on 0 hash rate or a very low hash rate. We were still seeing at least half the amount of hash rate, and it was healthily hashing that less than adequate amount. The temps were all good, the voltages were all good, and once I came into the dashboard and I looked down here, it was saying hashboard 1 was hashing 0 and hashboard 2 was hashing its like 485 or so gigahash. So I came back over to the monitor tool and took a look at it, and it was showing that everything was still normal, voltage is all good. So one of the boards was not, I don't know why it wasn't hashing. So I decided to take the chance of even losing that much hash, because sometimes rebooting the machine and stuff, it can get finicky and have issues. But I needed to collect the data. So I went ahead, I restarted the machine, waited about 10 minutes before it began to start giving me some data. I was glad that it did start giving me some data, and it decided to go back to its normal running operation with both boards. You can see both boards going right now. We got the board 1 at 481 gigs and board 2 at 434 gigahash, still with normal operating temps and voltage. So that's just the update on the KS1, kind of where it is as far as it being my trouble machine right now. It has been through a lot in this process of designing the mining dwelling and ductwork system, and going through some of these overclocks and testing some out, trying them out, and so forth. And you know, I need to get this machine happy. And at this point, I'm like, hey, if I got to restart it, because if it continues to stay functioning to where I can get into the dashboard and maintain and read out its normal operating display, that just restarting it and getting it back to full hash rate is a far cry better than what it was before, if you've seen in the previous videos what I've gone through. So just a little bit more information there, and hope everyone's having a good day.
Standing on that Barney. Jsizzl. 425 win. Shout out to